Now that we've reached the quote-unquote mid-season finale of Super Ninja Steel, I anticipate that something big is going to happen between the Rangers and the Galactic Ninja. While I didn't talk about this in my last review, I'm not quite sure how to feel about the fact that the Rangers did actually kill Speedwing when Wolverine managed to survive. I'm hoping that his death will cause the Galactic Ninja to go into full-on revenge mode, attacking the Rangers in full force, which could make this team the threat they need to be. And with this episode clearly being about Brody, we could have him clash with Wolverine as the respective leaders of the groups, an idea with so much potential it could redeem this show after the terribleness of the last episode. All this speculation is really getting me pumped for what this mid-season finale has in store, so let's go ahead and take a look at episode 8, Caught Red-Handed. The episode opens at the school where Principal Hastings is getting the students ready for the annual camping trip. She brings up that the students need to use a compass and that she'll be using an antique compass that belonged to her grandmother. Brody comments that his grandfather had a similar compass that he loved playing with when he was a kid, though why we're hearing about this now is kinda weird given how family-focused Brody is as a character. The principal places the compass on the counter as Victor walks in, saying he and Monty are going to catch the dreaded Summer Cove Rhino, which legend says attacks weary campers. Victor then shows off Monty's new snare blaster that the two plan to use on the beast, hoping to make Victor more popular than the Power Rangers. But while demonstrating the thing, Victor accidentally snares the principal, as well as other targets. Principal Hastings tells Victor and Monty that they'll be in detention thanks to the stunt while everyone else goes camping, before she notices that her grandmother's compass is gone, asking who moved it. The missing antique's soon found in Brody's pack, with the principal asking how it got there, but when the Red Ranger says he doesn't know, Victor and Monty are quick to accuse him. The principal doesn't believe Brody and says he either tell the truth or he won't go on the camping trip, and when he says he won't admit to something he didn't do, Hastings puts him in detention also, despite the fact that Monty has a video camera that could clear this whole mess up. As the principal gathers everyone, she tells the delinquents that a security camera's in the hallway if they decide to leave the room, and though the other Rangers offer to stay with Brody, he tells the team to go have fun. On the ship, Cosmo Royale calls out the unpredictable Rygor as the next Galactic Ninja to fight the Rangers, whose ninja power is that he rolls a giant die to decide his attacks. After Rygor teleports to the ground, we come back to the school where Victor and Monty are escaping detention through the ceiling, while Brody stays like the good student he is. Brody does decide to leave, however, after Mick tells the Rangers about buzzcam activity in the forest, and when the others check it out, they run into Rygor.
I'm Rygor, the third Galactic Ninja. Now, what attack has my dice chosen? Oh, number 3! Looks like it's time to let off some steam with my Ninja Kettle!
Ninja Kettle? You know, with that guy being such a hulking brood, I kinda expected his attacks to be a little more punchy. The Rangers morph into action, trying to fight off Rygor, but when they're knocked back, Victor and Monty show up, wanting to catch who they believe to be the Summer Cove Rhino. Their snare blaster doesn't work, however, with Rygor catching the net and throwing it over the two, before chucking them to the campsite where they land on Principal Hastings' tent. Rygor rolls his die again, landing on an attack that involves throwing jacks at the Rangers, and man did this character seem a lot cooler in my head. Brody appears out of nowhere to take the jacks from Rygor before throwing them back at him, with the resulting explosion being enough to force the monster to retreat. The others thank Brody for his help and ask if he can stay, but the Red Ranger says he has to get back to detention, adding that his integrity is worth more than any camping trip before heading back to the school. At the campsite, meanwhile, Victor and Monty try to tell Principal Hastings about the rhino they nearly caught, but while they try to show her the video footage, she catches something else, saying they need to go back to the school. The three find Brody in the classroom, with the principal wanting to show him a video that shows her compass being knocked into his pack by one of Victor's nets. Principal Hastings apologizes to Brody, saying it took a lot of courage to stick to the truth, and as a reward for his bravery, she decides to give him her grandmother's compass, despite it clearly being a family heirloom. Brody heads off to go camping with his friends, and while Victor and Monty want to go too, it turns out Monty didn't record anything beyond the classroom, meaning that they're now in detention for a week. As soon as Brody greets the others at the campsite though, Rygor shows up to attack again, leading to a fight scene that I'd be more invested in if the main plot hadn't already resolved. Eventually Brody defeats Rygor using his lion firepower, and once the monster's gigantified, the Rangers quickly finish him off in the Megathrone.
Yes! 3 Galactic Ninjas have been destroyed by the Rangers, and now I have each of their medallions!
What? But Wolverine's alive! I saw him! In this episode! Right here! What are you talking about, you crazy witch? But Donna then shows up with Venema, who the henchwoman strong-arms into handing over her medallion, which Madame Odious uses to turn the Foxbots into a Foxatron Zord that is powered by all 4 galactic medallions. Cosmo then causes the Foxatron to grow, with Odious deciding to pilot the Zord herself, and though the Rangers try to fight off the new mech, they're soon knocked to the ground with their Zord stars burned. Unable to call their Zords, the Rangers are unsure of how to stop Odious, but their luck isn't out just yet as the Foxatron loses power. Odious asks Venema what's going on, and the episode ends with the remaining galactic Galactic Ninja, telling the madam that she needs a day to recharge the medallions, giving the Rangers time to come up with a counterattack as To Be Continued appears on the screen. This episode sucks. I did not think it could get any worse, but man did I underestimate how truly lazy this show could get. Here we have what is basically a filler episode, with a cliffhanger slapped on the end of it as a way to make sure that people come back in August after Nickelodeon's BS hiatus. I know that placing a cliffhanger at the end of a filler episode isn't exactly new for the Ninja Steel crew, but this time it's worse thanks to how poorly the season's story has been paced up to this point. I was so excited with the prospect of an evil team coming to fight the Rangers, beating them at their own game, only for them to be treated as regular monsters that the Rangers take out after dealing with filler plot after filler plot. Nowhere is this more evident than in this episode, where the plot pretty much ends halfway through, with the Rangers filling the rest of the runtime with a drawn-out fight scene until Madame Odious is ready to unleash her quote-unquote secret plan. I still have no idea why this plan had to be kept secret in the first place, since again Madame Odious is supposed to be the new leader of the villains, nor do I understand why this plan required the Rangers to destroy the Galactic Ninja just so Madame Odious could collect their medallions. It would have made sense for Odious to go this route if we had seen her ask for the medallions only for the Galactic Ninja to refuse, but as is, the whole secret plan thing comes off as a flimsy excuse to show Odious as a master manipulator, because we all know how well that worked out last season, don't we? Furthermore, if the plan was to have 3 of the Galactic Ninja be destroyed so Odious could collect their medallions, then what was even the point of keeping Wolverine around? Sure, you could say that Odious doesn't care that he survives since she has the medallion anyway, but she clearly says that the other Galactic Ninja were destroyed, so either the show forgot that Wolverine was still alive, or Madame Odious is so stupid that she didn't notice the guy standing in the background of the TV show she's now running in the same episode where she unveils her brilliant master plan. Overall, this episode is a confusing mess that acts like it's the next logical step in the season's story, despite the fact that important plot elements only become a factor in the last 5 minutes. I really hoped that the Galactic Ninja were going to be the thing that put the show back on track, but the whole team was quickly relegated to the Monster of the Week formula, with the show itself not even remembering that Wolverine isn't dead yet, even though he's in this episode. Super Ninja Steel hasn't been able to recover since it dipped in quality around episode 4, but this episode was so lazily put together, I'm not sure if anything could be done to save this show. You know, sometimes I wish that the show would just go away, just take this entire season and just throw it away. I wish it all away.
Very well. Your wish is yours to keep.
Ah, crap. Please subscribe for reviews of Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel. Also check out Dino Charge reviews too, episode reviews. Also there's Ninjago, and I've got a Patreon. Go! Please subscribe.